Okay, hi everybody. It's Bonkai 922. This episode. Wow. Yo, this episode was, oh my god. That ending. That ending. Ending was like, oh my god. It just killed me. It was just like, god damn. All I have to say, don't cross Kakyoin. Don't cross him. Don't cross him. Don't cross him. It is just it's highly advised. Don't cross this guy. He's gonna fuck you up. He's just gonna get you. He's just gonna get back at you, like in so many ways. But yeah, this was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, episode 20. Death 13. Let me see, because I don't. I think it was a was it? The name of the Death 13 Part 2. Now, essentially, what happened was, in the beginning, he was freaking out. Kakyoin. It was completely freaking out, going about the spider, the scorpion, and shit, and we had Joseph making baby food for the baby and shit, and like he was freaking out, Kakyoin, saying that the baby is Stan, and he saw him cut himself and shit, and he thought he was off his gourd, and essentially Polnareff uses Silver Chariot to knock him out. But when he was before he got knocked out, he had Conquering had his stand out, for I can't say his stand username, Green, out. And he was going to attack the baby, and he knocked him out. But because Kakyoin's stand was out, when he got knocked out, he was able to go into the world of Death 13 with his stand. Now, everyone else slept normally, and they went into the world, and yeah, they got fucked with. It is essentially, and there was this one part where they're in the dream world, and it was kind of freaky when they did that with the flowers and shit, and Polnareff's hair, and there, this had me dying a few times because like Joseph was like, "Oh my god," the way he said it was funny. And he says, "Holy shit," because his hand got transformed and shit. A lot of crazy shit was happening in this episode, especially when Death 13 showed up and Jotaro used his stand, and his stand got all wacky, and he went, "Oh no, no, oh no," and shit, and it was face, and it was this one part where actually his stand was like split in half. Half of it was Silver Chariot, half of it was Silver Platinum. So Death 13 at this point of the episode was like, he thinks he won and shit, and then he sees Green Kakyoin stand behind him. He's like, "Oh, that's mine too. That's fake." He hits it, and nothing happens, and it essentially that is Kakyoin's real stand, and he's like, "Yeah," and then he showed up, Kakyoin, and started choking him. Now, the thing about this episode, well, this last week's episode and this episode, I thought we were going to see. I mean, I've seen it before in JoJo. For anyone who's seen part 1, yeah, part 1, you guys know what I'm talking about. Part 1, part 2 ish, with Dio, the baby thing with the mother, because I've seen that happen before, but I wonder if they did it here. I was wondering about that, if they were going to show that shit, if that actually happened. But apparently, it doesn't happen. So instead, it goes a different way. So what happens is Kakyoin, using his stand, chokes Death 13, and at one point, he got an advantage, but this is Death 13's world, dream world, so he has full control. So he created like this sky cloud thing, and he tried cutting Kakyoin's stand, but he didn't cut it. Instead, he what happens is Kakyoin undoes his stand and goes inside of Death 13's ear. It was some fight. It was some fight. It was in his ear and shit, and he was controlling him essentially, and had his scythe up to Death 13's neck, and told him to heal his arm and shit. It was like OMG. But what he did after the fight was over, because he didn't kill him. He didn't kill Death 13, Kakyoin. Let him live. So they go back, they wake up from the dream. It's morning, he made them breakfast and everything and shit. And he goes and he changes the baby's diapers. And there's the baby's face. The baby's face was so ridiculous when he first saw Kakyoin. Now, if Kakyoin, if he wanted to, he could have, but he didn't kill him. Essentially what he did, though, was he told him, like, I don't want to kill you because you're a baby and shit. So he, like, did the most horriblest things I ever seen. This was more torture than anything. Saying to him that we're going to take you to a different town and we don't want to bump into you ever again. And, oh my god. Yo, he cut a piece of the baby's poop and he put it in the baby food. I was like, no way. No way. No fucking way. But essentially, that's what he did. And he had Joseph's trying to feed him a fucking shitty baby food. I was like, yeah, that was too much. That was too much. I was flipping out of that part. I was like, and then you got Polnareff going, Gucci, 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 and he opens his mouth and eats it. Oh, yeah, it's nasty. Well, hey, man. Baby got what it came to him. Eat shit. Eat shit, man. Yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, good episode. 4.5 out of 5. Now, towards the end of the final part of the episode, they're on a boat and they're actually crossing the Red Sea towards Egypt. But before they go there, they're going to an island before they actually head to Egypt. Because this is like the last part before they actually head into Egypt, because they're going through the Red Sea. But instead of going straight west, which will land them in Egypt, Joseph decides to go to this island, and that's going to be for next week's episode with Judgment Part 1. Now, I don't know what that means, though. That totally confused me. What I think it might be, because it says Part 1, so there's obviously a Part 2. So, but I really don't know what that episode's going to be about. From the preview, it shows some guy that kind of looks like Avdol, but I think it's more to the lines of something that have to do with granting wishes. And that I think Polnareff is going to try to wish back Avdol back to life. I don't know. That's all we got from the preview. But overall, for this episode, 4.5 out of 5. This was really great. Kakyoin, man. Kakyoin. Don't fuck with him. He will fuck you so bad. So bad. You'll wish you never did what you did. Hey, that's the way it is. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the story. Bankai Night 22. I'm probably going to upload this later today. Forward to that. Also, ESP. First impressions of ESP. I got to do that. And I know I said I was going to do it. I am going to do it later today. Kuro no Kitaichi. Manga recommendation for that. So, look forward to that. I'm Bankai Night 22. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.